Hello to all friends and fans of the pulp, paper and bioproducts industries. Welcome to our exciting Spectrum podcast, where we will be talking about the ANDRITZ Steel Yankee. This is our first deep dive podcast and we are extremely excited about it. I am Mark Rushton and I will be your host. So today, as we said, our topic is the Steel Yankee. ANDRITZ has now supplied more than 90 Steel Yankees around the globe and has developed a worldwide reputation as a leader in the production of Steel Yankees for a variety of paper grades. They say you can't reinvent the wheel, but it seems that ANDRITZ has done just that with the Steel Yankee. I mean, the Yankee's even a shape of a wheel, but ANDRITZ has enhanced this particular wheel not only to make it more effective in the drying on paper and tissue machines, but perhaps more importantly, it has made it much more safe, eliminating the possibilities of explosions occurring during operation. So today, we are delighted to bring you two experts from ANDRITZ who know all there is to know about Steel Yankees. So, welcome Riccardo Pierini, Customer Care Manager, Tissue at ANDRITZ, and Franz Harrer, Head of Technology Tissue at ANDRITZ. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
Hi, Mark. Nice being here. Thanks for hosting us.
Thanks, Mark. And I'm very happy to be able to record this third podcast in ANDRITZ.
Let's first of all talk about the safety aspects of the ANDRITZ Yankee dryer. I mean, other Yankee dryers have the possibility to explode. I mean, that sounds a bit dramatic. Can you tell us a bit more about that, Franz?
For sure, Mark. As you know, all deals about the material characteristics. You know that steel has a ductile behavior and cast iron has a brittle behavior. So based on that, the brittle cast material is more critical in terms of imperfections in the material. So it can disrupt and explode immediately without any indications beforehand. The Steel Yankee, on the other side, has a very mild behavior. In terms of imperfections, it's not that critical and it allows higher stresses in the end. So based on that, the Steel Yankee dryer allows a more better runnability in terms of operation, higher stresses, higher steam loads, higher temperatures, and a more economic use of steam in the operation.
Okay, so is it quite common for the cast ones to explode?
I would not say it's in common. There are a lot of inspections elaborated in the history to make the operation of the cast Yankees in a safe way. But in terms of runnability and the critical issues of imperfections and crack growing in the material, the cast Yankees are more sensitive. So on the Steel Yankee dryer, if there is a crack growth in the material, you see some indications like steam leakage or something like that, and you have time to react on that and you can repair the Yankee. The brittle cast iron, on the other hand, can explode immediately without showing any indications beforehand. And you can imagine pressure vessels with this high steam pressure inside have a very huge energy, and that's a risk for life, and as well big damages in the mill area.
Very interesting. So the safety aspect is an enormous plus.
Absolutely, yeah. And going hand in hand with the safety aspects, the higher allowable stresses on the Steel Yankee, we can run higher steam pressures and we can equip the Yankee with a lower wall thickness, allowing higher performance in terms of sheet drying.
Great, thank you for that. Riccardo, would you like to add anything to that?
No, I think that Franz have very well explained the behavior difference between the cast iron and the carbon steel properties.
Thank you. Okay, can you give us a brief helicopter tour of what advantages Steel Yankees actually bring to a paper or a tissue machine? Franz, can you answer that?
Yeah, as mentioned already before, there are a lot of benefits a lot of benefits of the Steel Yankees in comparison to the cast Yankees. Through the material properties, we can run higher steam pressures inside the Yankee and can equip the Yankee with a lower wall thickness that allows us a better performance in terms of drying of the sheet or a more economical use of steam in the paper production. Out of that, overall in the mill, you can say that we can save around 24% of energy in comparison to other technologies. And if you take into consideration that with gas-heated hoods or steam-heated hoods, the steam-heated hoods gives additional benefits in terms of energy saving and reduction of CO2 footprint.
Excellent. Riccardo, would you like to add anything to that?
Yes, Mark. I would like to give also a bit overview about the possibility for ANDRITZ to produce in size and dimension the Steel Yankee dryer. And up to now is well to know that ANDRITZ holds the world record for the largest installed Steel Yankee dryer worldwide. Because of the unique and patented logistic concept, ANDRITZ is able to provide yanks up to 26 feet in diameter and with a length up to 8.4 meter. ANDRITZ aim in sizing and dimensioning is to find the most efficient solution for our customer. Depending on the customer demands, taking economic and ecological factors into consideration, the best Yankee size and the design is chosen. To guarantee best performance, every Yankee is customized based on the customer request.
Great. That was a really good helicopter view there of the Steel Yankee and what can be done. Riccardo, Franz has already mentioned about the energy-saving potential of the Steel Yankee. There's a lot of talk currently about the circular bioeconomy, carbon footprint, and even carbon-neutral mills in the pulp and paper industry. Does the Steel Yankee contribute anything to these increasingly used terms? And what does it actually do to a carbon footprint at a mill, the Steel Yankee?
Well explained by Franz before, and especially the difference in the behavior between the carbon steel and the cast iron permit to our Steel Yankee dryer to have a lower wall thickness. No? So for sure, the Steel Yankee can contribute to the reducing of the carbon footprint. Compared to the cast iron Yankee, the steel can, like said, be manufactured with a lower wall thickness thanks to the material property of the carbon compared to the cast iron. So one is allow more high stress, high load, high steam pressure compared to the brittle cast iron. This provides a better heat transfer and more economic use of the steam. So all in all, the consumption will be reduced or the production increased, which finally ends up in lower CO2 emission per ton of paper produced.
Okay, so it has a pretty dramatic effect on the carbon footprint at a mill.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're going to move on to the products now. So what paper products are the Yankees ideally suited for? And I think we'll ask Franz on that one.
Well, Mark, as you know, the history of the Yankee showed that its root is the tri-crepe tissue industry. In between, time elaborated and we found new industries and areas for installation of our Steel Yankee dryers. Means, for example, in the tissue industry, applications in advanced tissue textured and structured papers like DAD, for example. Additionally, we have fields of application in paperboard and food industry where we can suit our Steel Yankee dryers or at least steel dryers in these fields.
Okay, can you enhance a little bit about the offering that you make to the paper industry?
For sure, as we know that there is a big advantage of the steel dryers in the field of paper industry, we like to use as well this for other fields. So not only in the tri-crepe or tissue business. So the higher steam pressure, the thinner wall thicknesses we can apply to our dryers is perfectly suited into the paper industry in the pre- and post-dryer section to replace old cast dryer cans by new steel dryer cans, bringing all the benefits we have with the steel gained into these fields and increase the performance of paper machines additionally.
Okay, Franz, thanks for that answer. So let's go back to the Steel Yankee. Can you tell us how easy it is to retrofit a Steel Yankee on an existing machine? I mean, is there a lot of mess made? Is there a lot of time taken? Can you just explain exactly what happens?
Well, as well here, key of the replacement is the planning beforehand. In terms of replacement, Steel Yankee dryers would be the technology of choice to replace old cast Yankees. Beforehand, you have to do all the measurements making sure that the steel Yankee dryers fits into the machine. You know, for new machine, it's easy because you can design the surroundings according to the place you need. In retrofitting installations, it's a little different. So you have to take all the circumstances and the space requirements into consideration. And then better you do the planning beforehand, then easier is the replacement. And we know from history that our replacement went very well. The additional benefit the customer gains is with the installation of a steel Yankee dryer, we get an increase of the performance because we can use higher steam pressures, use more economical the steam we apply to the system. So overall, the performance should be improved of the drying of the tissue machine.
Thank you, Franz, for the answer to that question on the retrofitting. So now, how about the surface properties of the Yankee? Can you explain and enhance a little bit further about those surface properties, which I imagine are very important?
Yeah, Mark, you're absolutely right. In terms of replacement, it's important to take the different surface properties of steel Yankee dryers and cast Yankee dryers into the consideration. And we have as well to train the customer for this new situation dealing with a steel Yankee dryer. You know, on the cast Yankee dryers, you have to regrind or polish the cast Yankee dryer frequently until its end of lifetime. On the steel Yankee dryer, we have the opportunity or we have the chance to apply the metallizing on the surface, and ANDRITZ is proud to have developed its own metallizing, the Prime Stratos and the Prime Stratos 2.0. Both metallizing have their benefits, and depending on the customer requirements, on the paper requirements, we choose the right metallizing for the customer. My personal favorite is for sure the Prime Stratos 2.0, which is the latest development of ANDRITZ. Additionally to that, we continue to develop new metallizings, as for example, chrome-free metallizings would become more important in terms of health and safe environment for the operators.
Excellent, Franz. Thank you very much for that. Again, ANDRITZ clearly takes all of this quality aspect very, very seriously indeed. So thank you. So now we're going to move on to the quality of the Yankee. How is this performance assessed, Riccardo? How are you absolutely sure that the steel Yankee is the right thing to be putting in your machines?
Well, Mark, in terms of quality, ANDRITZ focuses the whole life cycle of our PrimeDry Steel Yankee. At the beginning, for sure, a full understanding of the material, which is very important for such kind of component. And after that, the operating condition and inspection through the whole life cycle was necessary. This in order to assure a perfect equipment when it leaves our facility. So ANDRITZ Mark is proud to be the leading supplier for Steel Yankee, having all the technology, manufacturing and metallizing, and of course a lot of services in-house. And we have a lot of office and facility all over the world that can take care about the customer support. The huge benefit for the customer is to get everything from one supplier, and having a partner that they can trust by their side with a comprehensive understanding of the paper making, designing, sizing, and manufacturing process, inspection, and operation that of this very important key component of the tissue industry. If I can move a bit in detail on the PrimeDry Steel Yankee life cycle in-house, I would like to say that ANDRITZ has all the technology around the steel Yankee dryer. This includes from the beginning the full understanding of the paper making process and technologies, thanks to the very skilled people present in our company. The dimensioning and sizing of Yankee up to 26 feet means 8.4 meter in diameter and up to 8.4 meter in face length. And we have design, mechanical and fracture mechanics calculation, manufacturing technology, metallization technology. We can do the non-destructive test inspection at workshop as well as on site, at any stage of operation of the Yankee dryer on site. And this according to the TAPI suggestions and according to the local authority rules and also upon customer request. We can provide the Yankee service, audit, and optimization on all the Yankee dryers, means our steel Yankee, but also cast iron Yankee dryer in operation. We can replace Yankee with the new ANDRITZ PrimeDry Steel Yankee dryer, offering a turnkey solution. We can provide the OTR, means on-the-run measurement, and the Yankee troubleshooting for all the customers that they ask to us, and a fully understanding of the steam and condensate system, due to the fact that at the end the steam is the part that feed the steel Yankee dryer, and is very important that the quality of the steam must be in a very high level range, means high quality level, in order to avoid any kind of possible problem inside the Yankee dryer.
Well, Riccardo, thank you for that very comprehensive answer. And clearly, ANDRITZ has a very comprehensive service offering as well during manufacturing. Franz, any further comments to make on that subject?
Well, I would say up to now we have covered the three big items ANDRITZ is dealing with or is aiming for its Steel Yankee dryers or overall machines. So the first most important thing is always safety. Safety of the operators, safety of the employees, safety of the machine operation. Second topic, the quality. And thanks to Riccardo, and I'm really happy having such experienced guy in this field like Riccardo on board. He elaborated very well and explained very well what areas ANDRITZ can cover on this area. And the third one is sustainability. And this is the future we have to go for, and where we have to additionally investigate in terms of more efficient use of steam, better drying performance, and reduction of CO2 footprint and saving of energy. So these are the items ANDRITZ is dealing with. And I'm really happy having a dynamic team mixed of young people allowed thinking out of the box and experienced guys bringing the feedback from the industry into that, having a dynamic team around the Yankee, designing and doing research and development around the Yankee to bring the best products to our customer. And I'm really proud of the team and happy that Riccardo and I can represent the whole team here in this podcast.
Excellent. Thank you for that, again, very comprehensive answer. And enthusiastic. There's obviously a lot of passion in your team. This is really good to hear. So we have one final question here, which is, can you tell us about the service and maintenance ANDRITZ offers to Yankee customers, please?
For sure, the key for a happy customer is a well-running machine, and a well-maintained Yankee is one of the key components in there and allows this runnability and high performance of the paper machining operation. So having all the technologies on board or in-house, ANDRITZ can provide very well services to our customers, beginning from entity inspections, surveys, support in different investigations. But Riccardo is the expert here and can maybe explain a little more in detail what our services include and how we can contribute our customer to be more successful on the market and increase the profitability and the performance of the drying machine.
Yes, Franz, thanks. Yes, like said by you before, we have a very strong team, and this team grow up every day, because our target is to try to support our customer all over the world in the best possible way. There is a lot of services that we can offer around the Steel Yankee dryer, starting from the external inspection of the surface or metallization, visual inspection, roughness measurement, micrograph inspection. Inside the Yankee, we can do a very similar inspection, like a visual inspection of the status, internal status of the Yankee, condensate removal system, inspection of the soda straw, and so on and so on. About the non-destructive test, we can do this test both on cast iron and then on Steel Yankee dryer. About the Steel Yankee dryer, we use not only the magnetic particle inspection and the ultrasonic inspection, but also the last new technology for the ultrasonic, that is the time of flight diffraction, that is the TOFD, and the phase array. This permits to scan like an ecography all the welds and permit to compare year by year or month by month every scan that we can do in our Yankee, but also in any Steel Yankee dryer. So ANDRITZ is proud to provide such kind of service to every customer without any difference between Steel Yankee or cast iron Yankee. For sure, with Steel Yankee, we produced Steel Yankee, so we are leading also in the control of this Steel Yankee. But we have a very good overview and a very high skills also about cast iron Yankee, because at the end ANDRITZ produced cast iron Yankee until 15 years ago.
Okay, thank you once again, Riccardo, for another excellently comprehensive answer. So clearly the Steel Yankee offers a high potential for improved runnability and efficient production to tissue and paper machines, which proves a remarkable competitive advantage to the customer. It's also clear to see that ANDRITZ has really taken everything really as it normally does to the highest degree when it comes to quality and safety and performance. And of course, in this day and age of the rising and volatile energy prices, Steel Yankees offer a number of advantages, including better drying performance and more sustainable production. In fact, up to 24% energy savings can be made, according to the conversation with Franz, when compared to other machine configurations are possible. And in combination with a steam-heated hood, the saving potential is even higher. For Yankee replacements, Steel Yankees are the technology of choice. Multiple cast Yankees have a limited lifetime expectancy and therefore must be replaced. When doing such a replacement, steel instead of cast iron, one big advantage is that the new Yankee can be operated at a higher pressure, thus providing higher performance. This performance increase can be achieved without any changes in the length of the existing dryer. And of course, last but by no means least is the safety aspect. The Steel Yankee is much less likely to explode at the same time as doing a longer lasting and more durable job. This performance increase can be achieved without any changes in the length of the existing dryer section. Should any of our valued listeners wish to find out more, please feel free to watch the video A Day in the Life of Franz Harrer on YouTube. You can find this link in the show notes of this podcast episode. So that was an excellent deep dive into the advantages of the Steel Yankee. It was a truly very interesting discussion, and absolutely, as we say, it was a deep dive. And I would like to thank our experts, Franz and Riccardo, for sharing all your deep knowledge. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here.
Thanks a lot, Marx. Thanks to give us the possibility to bit more in detail about our Steel Yankee dryer for our listeners.
Thanks to all our listeners, and goodbye.